Hello and welcome to the stream today. It's a lovely sunny day and I've got my curtain shut. But yeah, today I'm going to be doing some ZBrush tileable texture. I want to stylize. Basically, I need to build a pavement texture for Club Soccer Director 2021. I'm currently doing work for them at the moment. I built a lot of the environments and did all the football stadiums last year. Currently just going through the work and kind of like giving it a touch up and adding some more detail in places and trying to optimize on shade, on materials and textures and that sort of stuff. So yeah. I did actually build a pavement material inside of the Substance Designer, but I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I didn't like it, so I thought I'd give it a go in ZBrush, using some of the brushes that I was using for the well. And plus I haven't really done any ZBrush stuff on the tutorial channel or either on Twitch, so do bear with me. It's not a program that I'm used to. There may be better ways of doing things in this. If there is, give me a shout, because I'm a noob when it comes to ZBrush, but we'll take it from there. I've changed some of the levels as well in terms of voice and sound, so please do let me know if it's too loud or too quiet. I'm still playing around with this sort of thing, so yeah, just let us know. So yeah, let's get started. I'm gonna put a different playlist on, I think. Okay. So, like I said, I'm going to be doing ZBrush today. I've got my Wacom. So, Louis, if you're watching, don't shout at me. I am using a Wacom, not just my mouse and keyboard. And yeah, we'll get straight into it. So, I've already done a little bit of prep, ready for the stream. And what I did was I built this bit here. So, these are just some just blocks, some cubes that I did, and what I did was I just beveled them so I can get this edge ready so that I can start to sculpt. And what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to bring this inside of ZBrush and start to sculpt in. Now one of the things with this as well is that I haven't, it's in the square and I've made sure that it tiles on itself. Okay, so if I was to copy that, so it should tile on itself all the way down. Fingers crossed on that, fingers crossed. But anyway, I know it's in the square as well, so it's not like, as you can see here, this goes down here and that's out of the square a little bit. It is in within the square. Got a new follower last night. Thank you, Gina, for following me on here. Okay, so all I'm going to do is, and you'll notice that they're all let's delete that. They are all separate because when I bring them in, I want them as separate subtools. So I'm just going to go freeze, history, export, and I'm going to export these. I'm going to create a new folder and call this pavement. And by doing this, I'm going to have a tileable texture that I can use across the whole thing. I'm also going to do a road texture the same as well. That's going to be a mixture of Substance Painter and ZBrush. But anyway, so where are you? I'm just going to save this. I'm going to call this pavement underscore high. I'm going to bring it into here and I'm just going to import go to import here and find where you've saved your file. Come on. Do let me know if the music's too loud or anything like that. You can see, if I draw this out, all the subtools, yeah. Make sure you go into edit mode. Oh, what have I done? Okay, let's do that again, shall we? I am using the free trial as ZBrush. I think at the end of this one I will actually purchase it and buy a monthly subscription if I carry on using it. So, because most of the time I don't really use it, as you can probably tell from me completely butchering what I just did with the screen. Yeah, I'm not. Please don't judge me. I'm just gonna turn dynamic on because you can see it a lot better, and you can see how this has come in. It's come in quite well. It's got the thingies. Now, if I try to sculpt on any of this at the moment, it's not going to do anything because there's just not enough geometry in there. So you could actually set this up inside a Maya, but I'm going to do it inside of here. And if you hold Shift and left click, that actually isolates that subtool. You click back on it, it will then unisolate it. I forgot how you get rid of these. I think it's under preferences and it's called something and I can't remember what it's called. If anybody knows what it is, please help me. Please help. But anyway, so yeah, so I need to kind of like decimate this. So I'm just going to come down to geometry and I'm going to come up to Dynamesh and what was this now? Oh, I forgot what Louis told me. sorry, not Dynamesh, Z remesher. And then what we're going to do is I'm just going to put this to 40 and then do a Z remesh. This means it's going to use, I think it goes up to 40,000 basically. And then what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to divide. And you'll notice if I hover over the subtool, it's now 1.1 million, which is probably way too much. Because we're probably going to have to decimate this anyway, so there's quite a bit of bits to it, so probably let's not do that, and let's probably go down to subdivision 2 like that, because I think even subdivision 2 is going to be sitting at like 278,000, so I think that's more than enough. I'm just going to press shift. So what I tend to do this stuff is I start to come in and I'll use a trim dynamic. Trim dynamic. I'll bring the thing down. And I will get my tablet out for this bit. And what I am going to do is I'm just going to change the material. I'm just going to start to damage this edge up. Now, if I hold shift, it's going to let me see it from this view. And I can start to really damage it. Make it worn a bit. And it's very stylized. This part isn't really the stylized bit, because all we're doing is kind of just adding a bit of edge where I do apologise if you hear people in the background. I think something's happening outside. Make the brush a little bit bigger. Start to really bring in some rough details. And because I'm going for a kind of cartoony stylized, you can be quite rough in this. Even if you were doing it like just normal. So I don't do any finesse sculpting in ZBrush. I don't do any characters because, yeah, no one wants to see that. And it's good to kind of like have a look at it as well in comparison to the rest of the model. I think maybe a little bit. I am like Bambi on ice navigating ZBrush. So I do apologise. Like I said, yeah, like I said, if anybody in chat sees me doing something that I shouldn't be doing, or they've got an easier way of doing it, just let me know. ZBrush, I'm not the best at. I don't really use it, which I'm trying to rectify that at the moment. But yeah, I'm always like Bambi on ice in thingy. Oh, thank you, Kerry, for this subscribe. I butchered that as well. Thank you, Kerry, for the subscription. I don't know what that does. It's new, but I'm guessing it's money. I think. You didn't have to, honestly. I don't do these streams for money. I do it for just kind of like showing my work and that sort of stuff and help educate others. But thank you anyway, if money was involved. Yeah, thank you very much for that. You didn't have to, but thank you. It's appreciated. See, new to this Twitch thing, honest. Okay, so I've got that. Now, there's a couple of brushes that I downloaded. Actually, one of my friends, actually one of the guys I used to live with, he works for JagX. His name's Isaac. It's been a long day already and I haven't done anything. But yeah, Isaac, actually, these brushes are on Isaac's YouTube channel. I will post a link, actually I'm doing it now. Because there's two different brushes. There's so Isaac Pringle, his name is. And Isaac was, I tried to get him in actually before everything kicked off with the lockdown and stuff, but unfortunately he was unable to make it. But he is gonna try and come in at some point. So I actually used, I will post, there you go. So that's one of the set of brushes that I use. I also use something called Orbs brushes. So if I just go over to here, you'll see orb brushes. So let me try and find that. So these are the two different types of brushes that I use, sets, and they're pretty decent actually. Yeah, they're so useful. The orb brushes are. I love which one? This is brilliant. Slash, especially for concrete and metal, and this sometimes is good as well. I've also got this one, which is kind of, it's part of AJ polish brush, and this is brilliant. So like if you want to add more kind of damage in there, I'm just being rough with this. I think that's why I liked doing the well, because I just could go, I didn't have to be so accurate, and I want to add these kind of like silhouettes in, so that when I use the curvature map, when I build the material, it's gonna look pretty decent. Yeah, the rock noise is brilliant because it adds that, you can, so let me again, I am so sorry. Went really high pitched then as well because I'm trying to, yeah. Okay, that's not comfy. Let me, my desk is getting too small. Let me just move some mugs and coffee. I just had some coffee as well, so I should be lasting for hours. Let me just slightly move this over. Let me bring this over. Should have got myself set up before. Professional streamer here. So the brush that Pexi Hexit. I think that's how you pronounce your Twitch name. But anyway, so the brush that they were on about is, where are you? Orb rock detail, which is a drag reflect, but you can add this, which maybe for this it's not the best because thingy, but if we kind of bring the opacity down to say here, you can start to add some really cool blemishes. Now with our brush as well, because we're going to be baking from the top, we don't have to necessarily worry about the edges. We're looking at it from this top profile. And there's also, where are you? This. So this is more noise. So actually, let's bring the intensity down a bit. So you could. It's just going to add a little bit of variation in there, just to kind of break it up. So we're going to stay with that one, so that's fine. I think this one's okay. Let's do this a bit. Because at the end of the day, this is going to be a tileable material. Yeah, brilliant brushes. I love them. I think I paid for them. I know it says free, but I think I gave him a bit of money because I was like, yeah, these are cool. I used them on an art test last year. Okay, so a bit too extreme. Okay, so I can move on to the next one. Again, just have to. And even though ZBrush isn't a program I don't really use it, if I need to use it, I'll use it. I think it's one of those where like some people are like, oh, I'm not using this program, and it's like, well, if the project requires you to use it, you're gonna have to use it and learn it. I think not being an open-minded to learning new software, like eventually I probably have to learn how to use Blender again. There might be a project that comes up that I need to do it, and you just have to get on with it, don't you? So that natural crevice is hopefully going to give us what we want. I'm going to make the brush a bit bigger, just so I can put some more. Now if I was baking this down to a low poly, then I would be rotating around it, but because we're baking it to a plane, it is okay just to kind of maybe have a look at the bottom sides sometimes. I am also going to add some surface cracks, maybe not on the curb bit, but actually on these bits I am going to. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do it for all of them. Is there a way to keep these open? Anybody in chat? If you're new to the chat and or you're new to the channel and you like it, give us a follow. the next stage for the Twitch program is, if you want to make partner, I think the subscribers isn't the thing. It's actually the amount of concurrent words. It's the amount of people watching your stream, and it has to be 75 people, I think. So I've managed to actually hit the partner stuff. Other than that, basically. So with the partner, I think it's something like so many. You have to stream for 12 days or something. You then have to kind of do something else as well. Have so many 25 hours, I think it is. And then it's the big one, which is the have 75 viewers. You'll also notice as well, like this appears how it appears in Maya. So I've got it here. Okay. What's next? Let's do this. And I think the next time I do a tileable texture, I think I'm going to kind of have it set up already so I don't have to do this stage. I'm actually going to add the edge loops in ready for sculpting so that I can just subdivide and it will soften. Because it's just a quicker in Maya, I think. You can see here I'm sometimes changing the brush size just to get a little bit of difference. Anybody playing games at the moment? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Pex Z. I'm hoping that's right. Do correct me if I'm doing it wrong. Just send me a video going, it's this, you idiot. This is how you pronounce it. But yeah, like, that's good. So you hold shift on the menu. Oh. Oh. Thank you, I got it right. Oh, so good. That's, thank you. It's the hotkeys, isn't it? It's just like, it's finding out the hotkeys. So Hippo says, would be playing COD, but I'm having to do a patch which is having download problems. Oh, Call of Duty. Yeah, I downloaded mine on Xbox today before I started work this morning. Although saying that, I did have a good hour and a bit on Animal Crossing this morning. Me and Holly, actually, I went to visit Holly's island, and she gave me all the fruit. So I've now unlocked all the fruit, which is brilliant. Ooh, and she gave me some bamboo as well. And then she chased me around the island with an axe, trying to hit me with it. So she was nice for a bit, for like 5 minutes, and then she started running at me with an axe. And I like this. It's nice and chilled. Just in here with some chilled out music. Okay, so let's do some bulb. If I get a chance, actually, I am going to show you what I did with the windows for Substance Painter, because I managed to actually use a bitmap instead, and it's just made my life so much easier. I was actually streaming to the Masters yesterday in Discord, and yeah, I think I shouted for joy when I managed to get that to work, because I was like, oh, these windows are going to take ages if I have to paint them. To begin with, I did try and do a substance designer material, which I kind of made a window from, which was cool. But yeah, because of tiling issues, it just didn't work. I was like, this is going to take me ages to fix this tiling issue. And yeah, I could just sculpt maybe one or two of these and then lay them out. I think you can do transpose, which would allow me. But let's just do it this way. It's not going to take long. It's probably going to take me 30 minutes to get this done. Sculpted. So, and let's start to add a little bit of variation in the actual surface noise. So I'm going to. And what you can do is you can kind of soften this as well. So if it's a bit too extreme, you can start to soften it. I'm holding shift to do smooth it out. Now, I'm going to get this done first, and then I'm going to start to add some like but yeah, on Animal Crossing I've stopped time traveling now. Once I accidentally unlocked, when I unlocked the bunny day, I was a bit upset. I was like, oh, I should have waited for this. So I've gone back in time. Okay, so I am going to just quickly grab this and just do a little bit of flattening on this. Some of the multiple lines. And then I'm also going to do this as well, just to add a little bit of lazy brushes on. Oh. I found a way to get continuous normal. Oh, okay. You're hacking the system. So you don't want to be doing too many of these. Generally, because they'll, I think, when you do a tileable, also going to just grab the warp slash. It's quite good for adding nicks in the edges. I'm in a boss fight with ZBrush. It sounds about right. I'm sure you can. But you could actually drag reflect this. Okay, I'll come back to that in a minute. So I've got my what you get for royalty-free music. But it's not too bad actually. It's called Pretzel, the music player. It's like a Spotify but for royalty-free music. And yeah, you can just pick your playlists basically. So at the moment it's on chill. But like Kerry was saying, it was quite intense, wasn't it? Okay, let's do everything on this one so we can roughly see what's going on. Oh, actually, the next achievement is to have, I think, 10 people or 5 different people chatting in the chat. So, yeah. Tommy's close on AN Games is close to the what's it called? The affiliate, but his is concurrent viewers. His is like 2.5 at the moment, whereas it needs to be 3. But it looks like this weekend I'll be streaming again some games. I think I'm going to have some people playing Sea of Thieves with me, so it's going to be fun. Okay, where's the next thing? Okay, I'm gonna try something. This might not work. Let's not do that. You can actually do this. Do runes. I don't think for a football game I could get away with doing runes. So we'll leave that. Yeah, I don't know why I can't kind of drag these cracks. What's up? That's pretty cool. Yeah, maybe not that. Could it be that there's not enough geometry in there to support it? Or am I just not? Am I just missing something on the cracks brush? Okay, let's have a quick look for how was that helpful? Yeah, no, I'm not, no. grab this. Can you just grab it? Oh, yeah, there. I'm guessing you just put this in the ZBrush directory under alphas. Okay, that's fine. Do you have to load them up? Or do you have to kind of... I know. Okay, so I'm just gonna save... so save as. You're welcome. Yeah. I think last stream I had rock on, which I was doing UVs, so I normally listen to rock and heavy metal when I'm doing UVs. Right, let's see if I can get this to work. If anybody knows how to turn this off, it's in the new ZBrush. It's really annoying. Nuisance. Did that not save? No way. Cool.
Cranes up.
Why won't it let me edit? Why won't you let me edit? So this is yeah. Well, if we're going to open documents, I think we'll be there. Okay, how do I... Right. Oh, do you know what? I will just create one. What I might do is just sculpt two and then duplicate them so that we don't have to do all that pain again. Okay, so what was I going to try and do? So I've got to redo all this. It's alright, I'm not angry, just disappointed in myself. Pardon me. So what didn't I do right? No, because that's just the what's it? If you just joined us, I'm fumbling my way around ZBrush, and I just wasted at least 40 minutes worth of work. I do, but to be fair, I was saying earlier that I'm not happy with how it kind of cuts things. So probably in Mayor I'm going to put the edge loops in and just subdivide inside of here. But if I do that, so save as. Because that's the Z tool. I just wanted to save the document. Anyway. It didn't work anyway. Just lost all that work from the thing. Can't believe I did that. I do apologise. That was... Anybody in chat knows how to properly save in ZBrush? No, I just went into Documents and pressed Save As. So yeah, I was a little bit... I don't know why it didn't do it. Because I thought that's... Because I'm not trying to save the tool, I'm just trying to save the project itself. Is that wrong? This is all... No, this is to do with... I think it's to do with... how'd you scroll along? Because... No, I've got no... Oh, hello. This may be it. Yeah, I'm doing that now, yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ali. Still trying to get this crack brush to work. I think these might be a bit too noisy to use, generally because it's thingy. So I'm just going to undo that. Just going to go into these smaller brushes. Do some more generic scratching, and then let's give this a go. So if I go to lazy mouse, turn that on, say 0.5, 20. So this one we can drag. It's the same with like this one as well. If you really wanted to. There's some cracked bits here. Cool. I'm a bit ashamed that I can't get this to work, but here we go. Just have to do. Anyway, let's carry on. Let's go to a standard brush. How many people doing work while they're in the chat, or what is everybody up to? Glad to see you hard at work, Danny. Never got into Hearthstone. I was really bad at it, so kind of didn't play it. I remember a Chinese student absolutely owning me. And she was like, oh yeah, have you got a Hearthstone? I was like, yeah, I'll give you a game on mobile. And yeah, I just got absolutely owned like 3 times in a row. Cool. So someone's doing work. That's good. It's good to see. I'm not the only one. No, so sculpting. So XZ sculpting a basketball rack in the form of a tree for a 3-point shooter game I'm working on. That sounds cool. Are you doing everything, or are you just doing the artwork for it? Ah, cool. Yeah, I'm not the. Yeah. If I need programming or anything like that, I've got a business partner who does it. Tommy, he's a programmer for tabletop games. Yeah, so I don't really do. I do implementation stuff into Side Engine, but mainly just art integration. Unreal, I do a little bit more stuff because I can in Unreal. Unity, I'm kind of limited on what I can and can't do. Just generally because the thingy, like the shaders and stuff like that, I'm useless at in Unity because I can't code unless it's the visual one. But not every project uses that. But if it's in Unreal, I can do like the visual scripting and stuff like that. I do hope everybody in chat staying safe during these troubling times, and isolation isn't driving you too crazy. I think I'm definitely doing more work since being in isolation, like lockdown and stuff. Like I had to do quite a bit of work getting the online teaching set up, and yeah, and then this freelance project came in as well, so it's kind of been a bit. You could do this. Be a bit more interesting. That's right. Oh, okay. I think we've got some programmers in the chat. I think Hippo is a programmer. Hippo Tanks. Is the majority of you artists then? Oh, okay. Swift. I'm not sure what that is. I'm guessing it's a programming language. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, okay, if you're doing indie stuff, that's fine. You kind of have to kind of do a little bit of everything. I've definitely had to do that when I'm working with tabletop games. I've done everything from like UI to okay, yeah, I think I have heard of Swift before, yeah, for iOS. But yeah, like, I'm predominantly an environment artist. I don't do characters or anything like that. And the only time when I've had to not do anything other than environments is when I've been doing all my own stuff. Which is with tabletop games. So it's kind of one of those where if you're working for a studio or a big studio, they want you to do a job. So if you're a jack of all trades and a master of none, it's kind of a bit pointless. Now, if you're doing indie, then that's fine because you kind of have to do a little bit of everything. But yeah, you just have to kind of go what the studio wants. And I always recommend to my students to go and work for a big studio. Go cut your teeth in a big studio because you're going to learn so much more than if you're doing it on your own. And yeah, so that's kind of what I would suggest on there. But yeah, like, it's very hard to kind of do 3D and programming because, like I said, you're trying to do a little bit of everything, and maybe you're an all-rounder, you're amazing, and you're thinking, but like, if you focus on one area of game development and kind of try and go work for a bigger company, it'll help you in the long run. When like college students or even just university students come up to me and said, "Oh yeah, I want to like go indie straight out of university," I just go, "No, just don't do it." I think I dashed some dreams of some college kids when I gave a talk back in November, and they were like, "Oh Matt, I want to go like indie," and I was like, "Yeah, just don't do it. Straight out of college as an indie developer, no. You're going to be working full time somewhere else and trying to do it, and yeah. Either go to university and do a course, maybe programming or art, whatever area you want to do, or if you're fortunate enough, try and get yourself a job in a bigger studio. And if you're a programmer, it doesn't necessarily have to be games. It can be other things, apps, general computer science. Artist-wise, you don't necessarily have to go into video games. You can go into art viz, research and development. Loads of different industries that are in kind of creative cluster use 3D nowadays. Like illustrators, you look for any illustration job, they're asking for kind of like a 3D background or knowledge of 3D. Sorry, not a 3D background. My bad. A knowledge of 3D. So yeah. Too many little dots. We'll get rid of some. Archie, are you creating an alpha map by sculpting detail? Huh? No, I'm creating a tileable texture that I can use inside a substance painter. So yeah, so I'm just using brushes and that sort of stuff at the moment to do that. Pexi, yeah, I'm working for a small company, so I'm jack of all trades, from dresses for talking. Yeah, I mean, some people really like working for smaller companies, and fair enough. Like, I do it. I work for Tabletop. I work for myself on freelance projects. I teach as well. So I have multiple things. I stream, I do YouTube, so I have multiple hats that I wear, and I'd still, if I could go, if I get the opportunity to go back and work for a big studio, I'd still jump at the chance, because yeah, like I want to progress my being more in management on the art side of stuff, so yeah, working for a bigger studio would help me with that. And it always helps getting a name on a game as well, a big title. It's all good and well having small titles, but like you also need like a big title as well under your belt, just to help with when you go for jobs and stuff. Yeah, I'm just wondering why I need to create an alpha map. Not quite sure where you're going at with this on there. I didn't, because I don't really use ZBrush that much, but what I'm going to do is going to take this out and bake it, and then I can create a normal map from it. Well, I can create a texture from it from inside of either Substance Designer or Painter, because you can actually bring in custom normal maps inside of Substance Designer. Okay, for those who used ZBrush before, if I say save, what do I click here? So obviously I don't want to save the tool, but at the same time, when I save the document, it doesn't really do anything. Try something. Yeah, no, saving the tool saves all. But like earlier on, luckily Ollie managed to help me with it. When I saved as and then try and open it again inside a ZBrush, it just wouldn't open. And save the tool in the top right. Okay, so it's better to save both than it is just to save one. I'm guessing from both of your comments there. Like it has been doing, because like I've been trying to open the project and it just keeps like keeping me in draw mode, and it's like, how do you get out of that draw mode? Just spam click edit. Okay. Okay. Well, luckily it's kind of just letting me do the so the Z project. Right. Okay. So if I go up to here and say save as, that's just going to save me the Z tool, isn't it? Okay. Okay, so save as. That's ZBrush document, right? Yeah. Okay, so if I just save that like that and go open. Oh, now you want to walk. Yeah, I'm only in draw mode. So like how do you get back into kind of edit mode? Okay. Save a project, go to File. Ah, haha, there we go. I'm looking in the wrong thing. So yeah, so File, Save As, Z project. There we go. So if I open up, no. If I go File, Open, there we go. May have lost 20 minutes there, but hey, I finally come to terms. So I'm just gonna think it. If anybody has a fix for the issues I was having with cracks, or have any decent crack brushes, please share them. Because I'd like to get some cracks in here that aren't like big damage wear or anything like that. Some surface detail. So when I'm trying to, say I want to use this one, for example, if I want to do a drag reflect, it's not actually doing anything. I'm guessing because it's missing the alpha, and if I use this alpha, you see how it's way too noisy, so I'm guessing I'm just going to have to make an alpha that isn't noisy to get that to work. That's one thing you kind of like, I don't really want to be doing, having it too noisy, because it is supposed to be kind of stylized a little bit. So like having, like this should work. Something like that. Do PNGs work inside of yeah, I did bring the Z intensity down on it, so I'm not quite sure. Will PNGs work in ZBrush? I'm not quite sure. Cool, oh, that's good. So let's give this a go. There we go. It's kind of what I wanted. What I'm going to do though first is just bring this down a bit too extreme. Sorry, I just got an itchy eye. Ow. Oh. If you apply that alpha in a layer, You can choose how. Oh, okay. I mean, to be fair, like, just gonna do that a minute and just bring the intensity down a bit. Yeah, no. I think kids have been let out. Let me just shut my window. Oh. Kids playing together in the street. It's like, really? Maybe they're from the same household. Okay, let's. Can't do that yet, so yeah, let me. What's going on with the music? I think it's the end of a track. How is the volume levels and that sort of stuff going? Is it all right? Not too loud? Cool. What's the quality like? Because I'm not downstreaming it anymore. I'm keeping it at 1920 by 1080. I'm not sure whether I need to like change my bitrate or anything like that. Cool. I'm not dropping frames. Like the other day I tried some settings out and I was dropping frames left, right and centre. I just typed into Google like best streaming settings and this guy was like, yeah, you should use these, and then it was just like, yeah, I don't think my internet can support that. With any of these softwares as well, it's the more you practice, the more it becomes muscle memory on how to do things. So yeah, just keep practicing. quiet because I'm just trying to finish this off. Let's get some slashes. It's a bit too extreme. Yeah, a little bit too extreme. Just cracks everywhere. Let's get some different sizes as well. Get a crack on as well, these cracks here. Cool. The other thing I'm going to do is just add a couple more little dots around the place. Okay. Let's just save the document. So save this. Okay, so this is all named from Maya, but I actually bought a plugin which is called I can't remember. Automatic 3D. So what this does is it actually names the prefix on here. Now, if you were doing a high poly model, so for the well, I needed to put a prefix of underscore high poly. High so that I can match it inside the substance painter. This isn't too bad because what we're going to do is I'm going to merge this all the way down so it's just one, and then it just means that I've got one on thingy. But like if you've got multiple objects, this plugin is really cool because it allows you to rename all your stuff. Like you can then export it straight into Substance Painter, don't have to go into Maya and rename things, and you can go from there. Okay. Well, I'm just going to merge this down because, yeah. Now, what I'm going first is just save the tool. Just in case anything goes wrong. May as well save it everywhere. And then I'm just going to take the top and I should be able to merge down. Or merge visible. There's an easy way to do this, just let me know. Okay. So this means actually I could do this. It goes over all of it like that. Which is probably not the best thing to do, but like some of this might work well. Just grab. Okay, I'm going to export this now. So I'm going to go to FBX export. Yeah, 2019, that's fine. Export, yes. Oh no, first thing I'm going to do is this. So if I just go to Automation 3D Tools, I'm going to set the name to pavement. So now it's set to that, and then if I go to there you go. It'll set it now to high. It's a shame I can't get rid of that 0. I don't think I can. No, it won't let me do it. Okay, so anyway, we'll just name it pavement 01 on the mesh. And then I'm just going to export this. So FBX exporter, that's fine, export it. It's an FBX. So for this, I'm just going to move my tablet out of the way because I don't need it now. So I'm just going to bake it to stay. Try something new. Not plow, low. Oh, it's warm in here. Oh. Ooh. So it's alright to keep them like that. I'm just gonna grab my low, which is just a plane, which is fine. Yeah, that's okay, click OK. And then, sorry, I'm having to stretch a minute. Oh. Okay, so if I then bring in the high poly, now I don't know whether this is gonna work, this might not work, this might just fail miserably and I have to go back to square one, or I have to bake it inside of X normals. That's one way of doing it. So if you just bring in the high poly, okay, I'm just going to bake the normal map for the time being. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work. No, I don't think that's worked because it's taken a while. Or it could be because like the FBX, the high poly is quite high. We'll see in a minute. Oh. It's just because I'm using Mayor LT, so I don't have access to Lambert. I only have access to Fong, so that's the only reason why it's a Fong, not a Lambert. Okay, I think it's broken, so we'll cancel it. So why didn't you want to work? Maybe if we do it instead of mesh stain, because it's trying to bake onto a mesh. Let's try and just bake it onto just ignoring it. to come back alive. I mean, the worst case is to bake it in X normals, and then bring the normal map in, and then rebake the cavity and the AO from it inside of here. It's not too much of an issue. Trying to do something. It's not crashed or anything like that. It's just doesn't want to load. Let's try this again. Just seeing if I spelt it right then. That can sometimes cause an issue. Let's not do this. Let's just have none for the time being. Let's just try and get a bake out. No. There's gotta be a way of doing it. I think we've got X normals installed, yeah. Let's kind of bake it from X normals. Let's see how that works. Maybe it's because it's just so high. Oh, just close that brush down now. What's up now? Let's see how much it is. I might have to decimate it just so I can bake it. Just keep it very low. Let's get rid of the edge padding. Let's just put the more up on the desktop for the time being. I think the actual file itself is too big. This doesn't normally happen when you do it, so let's reopen up ZBrush and have a look at it. It may be that it's just too big. I think it is. I'm trying to bake a massive file here. Yeah, let's go into ZBrush and see why it's doing this. Oh. Moment of truth here. Yeah. Oh, is that 50 million? Or 5 million. Anyway, whatever it is, it's quite a lot, so that's why it's taking its time. So let's decimate that. Oh, how'd you decimate a game? Whew. Pardon me. Will my Pro Controller arrive today? Whew. Let me just... Oh. Here you go. So, no more controller drift, which I was getting quite heavily on Animal Crossing of all games. Like my Switch Joy-Cons just like drift really badly. So yeah. It's doing something. My laptop's taking off. I'm not going to touch it just in case. Maybe I should have just done 20 on this remesh. Go for this, shall we? I've pre-processed it all. I want to go. Let's keep it at 20%. Decimate that a little bit more. Ah, I shouldn't have done that. Right, never mind. Sorry, I gotta wait a minute. A bit more. Sorry about this. Okay, so next thing, what do I need to do now? Okay, so what we're sitting at the moment, we're still sitting at 5, so if we do this at 15. Okay, let's export that and see if this helps. If you just joined us, sorry, this is a very tedious process. You're watching Matt learn ZBrush on the go, on the fly. I do apologise. I don't really use this software very often. Come back to that when he comes back. Okay, let's decimate it a bit more. Go a little bit lower. See if it'll bake an X numbers now. It's not that high. Got 100,000 volleys. Let's just add this to it. Where are we? So yeah, the problem was it was 5 million polygons. My laptop's good, but it's not that good. So that's my own stupid fault for that. Let's see if this will bake. I'll test it first in here, and then we can go from there. So let's just do this. Yeah, that's fine. Let's try. I think we're going to have a small issue because I think this is way too much detail, so I might have to just like copy and paste one of these into here because I think this is just too noisy. I think these are quite subtle. But yeah, anyway, that's not too much of a problem. Okay, let's see if we can bake this inside a substance vector if it ever comes back alive. Let's give that a go again. What is up with you? Don't think it's. It's not what we want. It's baked something, but it's not baked what we actually want. So, let's try it with name. So let's do Amish name. Okay. No, it hasn't done that, has it? I don't know why it's not wanting to do it, but it's not too much of an issue because what we can do is this. We can actually bring in the low poly, the normal map, and actually have it on a layer So what I'll do is add resource and bring it into the desktop. Bring it in as a texture, and there you go, import. So I've got the normal map that I've baked out of Thingy, and what we can then do is a long time. So what I can actually do is bring that into the normal map slot. You can see here. And then I can actually go into the bake mesh map, and I can bake all these maps from this normal map, I think, if I remember rightly, as long as that's clear. Says I didn't do anything. Thanks for that. That's. I'll try that again. Just make sure you turn off normal map before you do it. Let's go super sampling these. Yeah, that's fine. These are fine as well. I've already got a material. If I remember rightly, I've got a rock stylized. I can use for this. All right. Actually, let's add a black mask to this. Let's paint this. Okay, so I've got this in here, and what I can do is let's just duplicate this and add a black mask. And let's okay, and let's change the color of this. So let's bring the color to more grey. Same with this one as well, actually. Change the color. This isn't the actual one that I wanted. Let me just save this. No. I want the masks for that. So let me just bring this in. I can just play around with these. I think, yeah, I need to get rid of these. And maybe flatten out. I think that's fine. I think maybe play around with bring this down slightly. It's less prominent. Yeah, if we get rid of these are too, yeah, they're too prominent on there. So yeah. So what I can do is, once I'm happy with this, I can save these textures out, bring them back in as a material, so that I can apply them to the meshes. Yeah, I've still got some bits to do. Like this is way too. I think this is fine. I think this is fine. I think these are a bit too lumpy. Like I said, I'm not happy with these. These can go. That's fine. Yeah, so what I can do now is I can save this out and then bring it back in as a texture. Just apply it and create a smart material out of it. The only issue is that to do that I would have to then I can't play around with things, so like this stuff. The only thing I could do is maybe bake out the cavity. No, I won't be able to do that. It's a shame. Last thing I wanted to show though was if I go to open, but yeah, even I mean you could get a lot of this effect inside a Substance Painter and have you could change things. So yeah, but like I think it's nearly there. I think tidying up these little dots here, getting rid of the variation in the surface detail there, I think is key. You can have more cracks maybe. I think the curve bit itself, maybe add some noise in there just to kind of break it up a little bit, but I think for a pavement it's nearly there. Like I said, I'm just not happy with these little dots because they just don't work, so I'll get rid of them and bring them in. Maybe a bit more few cracks, like more damage like this in here, just to kind of add it. But yeah, one thing I will do. So I mean, what you could do once you're happy with that is you could actually export this as, and I'm just going to create a new config. And in this we're going to have a couple of things. So we need the albedo. I'm going to bring the base color out. We're also going to have mixed AM. We're going to have another RGB, and this is for I'm just going to put texture set in there. Ow, that was my foot. My knee even, sorry. Right, okay, so we're also going to bring out the roughness is not too much of an issue. We can fix that because it's hand painted, so we don't technically need that. It's going to have the same roughness value across the whole thing. We're going to bring the curvature. Because I think that, yeah, that's needed, so that's fine. I'm just going to call this pavement. Now there's a couple of ways. We could just bring it back in and drag and drop it onto slots here, but I'm going to try a different way. This may work, it may not, I don't know. I'm just going to export. I'm going to call this, I'm going to save this in tabletop games, freelance, and I'm just going to materials. Folder. I'm gonna use the new one, whatever I called it. I don't think I called it anything. Yeah, that's the one. So material export. Get rid of this. No padding. Yeah, that's fine. Just make sure it's TGA. Everything else is fine. Okay. And I'm going to try and actually bring it back in using alchemy. Substance alchemy. Let's give this a go. I mean, the worst case is we add a roughness actually to it, even though it's got kind of basic roughness. Material export. That's just in case. There you go. Drag that over there, live stream it. So this is come on. What's up with you? Okay. I don't like how I'm having to activate my product, even though I've already activated it. Okay. Create a new. That's fine. This is really slow. Oh, I didn't export a normal map. Let me export a normal map. Oh, I did. I just didn't assign anything to it. That's why. Yeah. Try that again, shall we? Okay. I don't know what's going on. I've never used this before. This is interesting, to say the least. I don't think it's going to work because it's taking a long time to load. Let's see. What does that do? Enable shadows. That's really annoying. I thought this might work, but it isn't doing it, so I'm not too sure why it's not wanting to load in. Like, okay. I don't know. Let's come out of there. The other option would be to do something like this, which would be to kind of bring them all into here and then create a smart material. So if I just bring in just define them as textures, bring them into the shelf, quick import. I did that wrong, sorry. I use a fill layer instead, and then you can fill out all this stuff. And then, I think you can actually add a curvature as well. Right. No, because it's a thing, but anyway, that's fine. So then, if we save this as a, let's group this. Call this. Pardon me. Create smart material. And then if we were to just grab the road, we'll bring that in. Bring in one of these. That's the word, isn't it? Select. Just go. Okay, so if we just bake all the other things, that's what it's going to be called, because there's going to be loads of stuff in there. We can just use the word poly mesh, so let's just bake everything first. Okay, that's not going to work. So let's add a black mass to it. Okay, and then there you go. Now the problem is, yeah, this one does stand out from the rest. So if I was to get rid of these kind of blemishes and the thingy, I think that would work fine. We can do the same on this side as well, so it's that one. Well, the only issue is I might have to kind of duplicate it, because the problem we've got is that the offset on it. Unless I can like, no. It needs repeat. So yeah, I mean, the other way would be to actually yeah, cool. Right, I'm done. It's been 3 hours, and yeah, I'm going to come back to this tomorrow, Friday, and tidy this up for the client. And yeah, cool. So thank you for watching, and I'll thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for the new follower as well. And I'll be back on Saturday to stream some Sea of Thieves with some people. So yeah, and I'll see you in the next stream. Bye.